The PlayStation 1 was full of surprises, but some of its best open world games are still hidden from many players. From dark superhero streets to strange small towns and fantasy lands, these games gave freedom and mystery way before the genre became big. Let's explore these forgotten PlayStation 1 open worlds.
Control.
Batman and Robin on PlayStation 1 was not just another superhero game. It was one of the first open world experiments. Instead of simple levels, you got the whole of Gotham City. The city ran on real time, shops opened and closed, people moved around and crimes happened, even if you were not there. This meant you had to act like a real Batman. You had to drive the Batmobile through the city, stop villains at the right time, and figure out where to go next. The missions didn't wait for you, you had to patrol, search, and be ready. For PlayStation 1 game, this was very bold. Most games back then were linear, but Batman and Robin gave freedom. Of course, the game was hard and the controls were not smooth. Many players found it confusing, but those who learned its system discovered something special. The open city, the freedom to drive, and the idea of a real-time crime solving made it feel years ahead of its time. Today, people look back and realize that this game had ideas that modern superhero games use. It was not perfect, but it was visionary. Crime Killer gave PlayStation 1 players a mix of high-speed racing and open-world police action. Instead of just one type of vehicle, you could control police cars, helicopters, and even tanks. The game dropped you into large city areas where you had to chase criminals, destroy enemy vehicles, and restore order. The freedom was exciting. You could smash through traffic in a car, fly over the city in a helicopter, or roll in with heavy weapons. The missions were not just a straight path, you could approach them in different ways depending on your vehicle and style. Each map felt alive with chaos, criminals reacted differently, making every mission unpredictable. This gave the game replay value, as you never knew exactly how the chase would go. For the PlayStation 1, it was one of the early attempts to create open 3D city action. The graphics look old today, but the speed and destruction still feel fun. At the time, it was one of the few games where you could really feel the mix of freedom and adrenaline. Crime Killer may not be well known, but it showed early signs of what future games like Grand Theft Auto would later perfect. For fans of fast cars and explosive freedom, it is an overlooked PlayStation 1 gem. The Italian job on PlayStation 1 was based on this 1969 movie, but it became much more than a simple movie. It gave players open cities like London and Turin to explore freely. You could drive through the streets, find shortcuts, and practice your skills before big missions. The missions tested your driving ability. Some asked you to tail a target, others to escape the police. The best ones had you performing crazy stunts in Mini Coopers. The open world style allowed you to learn the map and improve your chances, which made each mission feel fun and dynamic. What made the game special was the freedom to drive without stress. In free drive mode, you could explore the cities at your own pace, test routes, and just enjoy the car physics. For PlayStation 1, London's narrow streets gave you tricky chases, while Turin offered more open areas for speed and creativity. The cities were not huge, but they felt alive enough to make you believe you were in them. The Italian job was not the biggest game, but it captured the spirit of open-world driving years before it became popular. For PlayStation 1 players, it was a unique mix of film, atmosphere, and sandbox fun. Maison Enfants is one of the rarest PlayStation 1 games ever made. Released only in Japan, it is often called the Twin Peaks of the video games. The story follows Matthew, a young student searching for his missing friend in a small snowy town in Colorado. Time passed in the game and events happened whether you were there or not. If you missed a meeting or forgot to check a place, the story still moved forward. This made the town feel alive and real. The people in the town all had their own lives and you had to talk to them, gather clues, and slowly uncover dark secrets. The snowy setting, strange characters, and eerie music made the game feel unsettled. The snowy setting, strange characters, and music made the game feel unsettling. Just like a mystery TV show, the game had problems, the controls were stiff, the graphics were rough, and it never got an official English version. Still, its ambition was incredible. It came years before games like Shenmue or Deadly Premonition, but had similar ideas of open worlds and living towns. Mizorna Falls is more than just a hidden game. It is a piece of history that showed how far PlayStation 1 developers could dream. If you find the translation today, it is worth experiencing. Alundra was one of the most open and free RPGs on PlayStation 1. Instead of a simple straight path, the game gave you a huge world to explore, filled with towns, caves, and dungeons. You could choose where to go, making every adventure feel personal. The story followed Alundra, a boy with the power to enter dreams. This ability connected him to the struggles of the villagers, many of whom faced loss, sadness, and fear. Unlike many RPGs, Alundra told a darker and more emotional story. The open exploration gave players the chance to discover hidden items and secrets that added even more depth. The puzzles were one of the game's highlights. They were challenging and forced you to think carefully, sometimes even more than fighting monsters. This made exploration rewarding, as you always had to use both skill and logic to process. The graphics used beautiful 2D art and animations, standing out in a time when many games were switching to 3D. It gave the world a timeless look and still holds up today. Alundra was more than just a Zelda-style clone. It had heart, freedom, and creativity. For PlayStation 1 players, it remains one of the best examples of how an open world can feel magical even without huge 3D graphics.